Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Joker Rogers. Here are the news that we're tracking for you this hour. We're in the South today, but first, to look at some of our top stories this hour. The House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the alleged operation of a fake presidential agency has resumed its public hearing with attention focused on the expected appearance of the self-proclaimed Director General of the purported Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, Mr. Adeniyi Adeyemi. The committee had earlier described the establishment and operation of the council as a serious breach and directed the Inspector General of Police to produce Mr. Adeyemi within 48 hours, a mandate crucial to clarifying how the council allegedly obtained official recognition and processed government correspondence. The head of service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Wilson-Jack, is among those appearing before the committee in compliance with its summons to make her final submission. Also present are Deputy Commissioner of Police Olufemi Akinola and Assistant Commissioner of Police Bashir Abdullahi, representing the Inspector General of Police. However, Mr. Adeyemi is yet to appear before the committee. Briefing the panel, Mrs. Wilson-Jack acknowledged that her office failed to exercise sufficient due diligence before issuing an authorized establishment and recruitment waiver to the purported agency. She clarified that her office neither deployed personnel, allocated office accommodation, nor approved an organizational structure for the council, explaining that the approvals were based on documents presented as authentic. She admitted that more rigorous verification should have been carried out, describing the incident as unprecedented in the history of the Federal Civil Service.
Now, having seen all the facts and observed all the documents, concede that we ought to have carried out more due diligence in the discharge of the duties of the office in issuing an authorized establishment and a recruitment waiver to the PEAC/PFICP. Mr. Chairman, if I may explain further, we do know that the PEAC used to exist as an ad hoc organization of its own, and the documents that were presented had PEAC/PFICP. However, like I said, due diligence may have detected whether those documents were actually authentic. We are really surprised that we were unable to detect the PEAC and PFICP had actually given us a false Establishment Act, and now you have proved a false letter of appointment. So we take all responsibility, and we will definitely see that we review our processes to make them more fraud-proof. Thank you.
Cross River State, the government is expanding access to rural communities with the commencement of another strategic road project aimed at improving connectivity, boosting agriculture, and driving economic development. Governor Basio flagged off the construction of the Ugboro-Upa Afrique Road in Bekwara local government area, describing the project as part of his administration's commitment to strengthening rural infrastructure.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
The rich farmlands of Ugboro, Upa, and Afrique communities of Bekwara local government area have sustained generations of farmers. But for years, moving harvested crops to the market has been slowed by poor road access. For these farming communities, every harvest depends not only on the fertility of the land, but also on the ability to transport produce quickly. With agriculture driving the local economy, residents say a good road could change their fortunes. Their wish comes true on this day as the state government flags off the 10-kilometer Ugboro-Akwa Africa road designed to reduce travel time and unlock greater opportunities for trade, agriculture and economic growth.
To the glory of God and humanity, I hereby today flag off the 10 kilometers of road from Ochagbe through Ukwa to Ugboro, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. The significance of this project is first to say that the people of this area need road. And that is going to bring development to this area. Our farm produce, to take it all the way to Ugboro, to take it to Ogidi Market, and to even take it all the way to Calabar will no longer become difficult. The people of this community cannot access their houses easily, and we believe that road bring development. And apart from that, it is a promise that His Excellency, the Governor of Cross River State, has made, that this administration is going to reach the nook and cranny of Cross River State. And today, it is the turn of this community.
For the Commissioner of Finance, the road project goes beyond road construction. It also presents the government efforts to stimulate development in rural communities.
You can see that we are a peaceful people. We want development. We are pro-development, and everyone is ready and everyone is willing to collaborate with the contractor to make sure that this project moves on swiftly.
Also speaking, the Commissioner for Lands, Erasmus Ekpang, says the Otu administration is extending infrastructure across the 3 senatorial districts, bringing development closer to the people.
Flagging of a 10-kilometer road that cuts through Upa and Ugboro shows that most of our market women and farm produce would easily be moved out to access the Buduantis, Bekwara, and of course to Calabar.
Residents say they look forward to better markets, easier access to schools and healthcare facilities, improved agricultural productivity, and renewed hope for a more prosperous future in Bekwara local government area.
We're in Delta State now, where Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has rewarded a 14-year-old World Spelling Bee champion, Great Ikediachi, with 20 million naira for winning the World Spelling Bee Championship in China, ahead of many other countries. He says the feat reflects the state's investment in education and brings pride to Delta State and Nigeria.
An African champion to world winner. 14-year-old Great Chinedu Okediachi completes a remarkable run, clinching the World Spelling Bee title in China after outspelling competitors from several countries. After conquering the world, the champion arrives at the Delta State Government House in Asaba with officials of Madonna International School and the Ministry of Secondary Education. Here, he officially presents his trophy to Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, marking the end of months of preparation, discipline, and hard work that led to his global win. Great speaks about his journey to success.
It was not just Nigeria, Africa, it was all the continents, it was the world stage. So I was actually very happy and I was very excited because I knew that I did my country well, I did my family.
For his coach, Obiosa Ijoma, many more global achievements await the champion.
This year, there were state qualifiers that he automatically qualified for. But he came to me and said, "Sir, I don't want to be handed out this. I want to contest in the state qualifiers again to earn my place in the nationals." So before this time, we're going to war for him to represent Delta State again in this year's nationals.
The governor praises his performance, saying it shows Delta's sustained investment in education is producing globally competitive students.
Master Great Chinedu Okediachi has brought this cup, the World Cup of Spelling Bee, to us in Delta State. Shows that our investment in education is working, not only building infrastructure with our education, we are laying a very good foundation by youth. And this is one of the examples.
It's a celebratory mood at Great's home in Asaba as his parents speak about the support and sacrifices behind his success. They praise Governor Borowori for the 20 million naira reward, describing it as a motivation for students and proof of the state's commitment to education.
We just started, that by God's grace, we will go and appreciate the governor, to go and tell him thank you for the one he has done. And this is not the end of saying my son. That by God's grace, more things are coming that also make us to see the governor one-on-one and also have a good handshake with him and thank him for what he done to the family and for the boy and for the school.
Great, the youngest of 6 children, had shown a strong passion for learning and exceptional spelling ability from an early age. So this feat did not come as a surprise to family and friends and his school community, who were confident that his consistency will continue to set him apart.
The Akwa Ibom state government is rolling out a multi-billion naira economic intervention aimed at expanding opportunities, strengthening livelihoods, and accelerating socio-economic development across the state. Governor Umar Eno approved the release of 31 billion naira for a statewide economic empowerment program expected to benefit more than 165,000 residents.
There's a major boost for entrepreneurship and economic development in Akwa Ibom State, as thousands of residents across the state are set to benefit from a new economic intervention following the approval of a 31 billion naira empowerment program by the State Executive Council. The initiative is expected to reach more than 165,000 beneficiaries through youth skills acquisition, grants for women and traders, as well as agricultural support. It also covers enterprise development for small businesses and assistance for commercial transport operators.
The council approved a massive empowerment program for the youth, the women, men, farmers, traders, transport operators in Akwa Ibom State. We expect to see a huge stimulation in our economy.
Other matters on the table include a review of the state's health emergency response program. The Commissioner for Health gives updates on progress in healthcare delivery, such as the recruitment of health workers and upgrade of healthcare facilities.
When this comes, we will have what we call healthcare quality and standards. So whether you're a private hospital or you are a government hospital, there would be minimum standards required of you, and healthcare facilities would have to be accredited so people know what care they are getting when they get there. So these are some of the things that we reviewed in council. Then everyone has talked about the need for Akwa Ibom State to have a university teaching hospital. And when that happens, then we can sustain the production of healthcare workers. We can do residency training here in our own facilities, and then we can produce the manpower that we really need in the health sector.
The council also approves the hosting of the 2026 Akwa Ibom State Sports Festival and congratulates the state weightlifters for their medal-winning performances at the ongoing Commonwealth Games in Glasgow.
Following a report presented by the Honorable Commissioner for Sports on preparations for the hosting of the 2026 Akwa Ibom State Sports Festival, the Executive Council approved the hosting of the event later in the year. The Governor in Council applauded the impact of the sports festival on youth talent development and discovery. The Executive Council noted the performance of Akwa Ibom children at the ongoing Commonwealth Sports Festival taking place in Glasgow and commended the performance of Ruth Nyong in the 47 kg category, who won a silver medal, as well as Edidion Omonfia, who won the gold medal in the 71 kg weightlifting category.
The Akwa Ibom State government says that the economic empowerment program and ongoing reforms across several sectors are part of efforts to expand opportunities, stimulate inclusive growth, and improve the welfare of citizens under the Arise agenda.
When we come back on the Newsroom series, the federal government launches the LPG initiative in Bayelsa State for cleaner energy. Details in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Bayelsa State has become the first to benefit from the federal government's Clean Cooking Program, a flagship initiative under the Decade of Gas agenda aimed at expanding access to cleaner, safer, and more sustainable cooking energy across the country. The program, which promotes the use of liquefied petroleum gas in households, is designed to improve public health, protect the environment, and reduce deforestation by encouraging a shift from firewood and other high-emission cooking fuels. During a courtesy visit, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Akwa Ibom, announced that 2,700 cooking gas cylinders will be distributed to selected beneficiaries in Bayelsa State as the first phase of the nationwide rollout.
We are coming to launch Clean Cooking Program in Bayelsa State. So we have done the zonal reach out, and we are starting the state reach out roll out today from Bayelsa State. Bayelsa is the first state that we are beginning. This is anchored by the Decade of Gas initiative. We are talking about clean cooking. We are talking about the health of our people, the women and the youth. We are talking about sustainability of the environment, preserving the environment, because when we do this and we try to pull out people from utilization of firewood, the forest will be preserved.
Welcoming the initiative, Governor Diri describes it as a significant step towards improving the welfare of residents. He also renewed calls for greater equity in the management of Nigeria's oil and gas resources.
Now, for the people of Bayelsa, whether the discovery of oil and gas is truly a blessing or even a curse. And a lot of people will tell you that oil and gas in Bayelsa is more of a curse than a blessing because of the way the IOCs and the lopsided nature of oil and gas ownership in this country. We want to be part and parcel of the oil and gas that God has endowed in this region. We are not even saying we want to take it all. We are saying, look, you can't give us 13% and take 87%. It's not right. I believe that we must work together, even though for now we believe you are not treating us fairly, but we'll continue to work with you to ensure that things work out for all of us.
As part of efforts to strengthen security and reclaim ungoverned spaces, the Edo State government has inducted 497 newly trained forest guards to protect forest communities and combat criminal activities across the state. Governor Monday Okweolo says the initiative is a key component of his administration's security strategy to restore government presence in remote forest areas. Our correspondent Jessica Olugbusere reports.
Weeks of training successfully imbibed culminates in this passing out parade in Benin City as Edo State welcomes 497 newly trained forest guards.
This is the way I wanted to be. This is the way I wanted to be. This is the way I wanted to be. This is the way I wanted.
During the ceremony held at the police training school, Ogida Barracks, where they had for 2 months undergone training in endurance exercises, coordinated offensive operations, and ambush response, among others. Governor Monday Okweolo, represented by his Chief of Staff, Musa Yakubu, charges the recruits to secure ungoverned forest areas and support the state's security architecture.
First of all, I want to give kudos to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for deeming it fit to establish the Nigerian Forest Guard. With you, we believe our forests will be safer now in Edo State.
Representing the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ubadu, Commissioner of Police Anefek Akpan said the forest guards have a twofold mandate to protect Edo's natural heritage and to serve as a critical force multiplier in the fight against bandits, insurgents and other criminal elements operating in ungoverned forest spaces.
To guarantee operational readiness and morale, I am pleased to announce that payment of salaries and allowances for the graduating forest guard will commence without delay. The Forest Guard initiative represents a fusion of our environmental aspiration with our national security imperative. By protecting our forests, we are reclaiming our territory. By reclaiming our territory, we are securing our people and their future.
A spokesperson for the new forest guards expresses gratitude for the opportunity to serve, as well as the training program.
Looking back, the experience is not just learning and training to become a forest guard. It taught us patience, courage, and mental toughness. The training has given us a habit. We will live here not just physically stronger, but with a proud sense of discipline and a new confidence. Morale is now very high.
The federal and Edo state governments also assures the guards that professionalism and dedication will be recognized and rewarded. Jessica Olubuson, Channels Television News.
The Nigerian Navy is demonstrating that national security extends beyond safeguarding the nation's waters through community-focused projects. It's bringing lasting development to underserved communities across the country. Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, reaffirmed the service commitment while inaugurating a rural electrification restoration project in Ikot Edege, and in local government area of Akwa Ibom State. The project, executed in honor of Rear Admiral Etop Ebe, is part of the Navy's broader civil-military cooperation initiative aimed at improving the welfare of host communities.
For nearly a decade, residents of Ikot Edege lived without electricity, a situation that affected businesses, education, and daily life. Now, change is here with the commissioning of a rural electrification restoration project executed by the Nigerian Navy under the Chief of the Naval Staff's Special Intervention Quick Impact Project. Representing the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, the Chief of Naval Transformation and Innovation, Rear Admiral Chijoke Onyemobi, says the project reflects the Navy's commitment to strengthening civil-military relations while supporting sustainable community development. He urges residents to safeguard the facilities to ensure they serve future generations.
The project being commissioned today is both timely and impactful. Electricity remains one of the most essential drivers of socio-economic development. It powers homes, supports education, stimulates commerce, enhances security, and creates opportunities for growth. The restoration of electricity to Ikot Edege community will undoubtedly improve the quality of life of residents and contribute meaningfully to the development of this community.
The project facilitator and Director of Maritime Research, Rear Admiral Etop Ebe, says the intervention will restore economic and social activity in the community by providing reliable electricity to homes, businesses, and public spaces. He expresses appreciation to the Chief of the Naval Staff, community leaders, and residents for supporting the initiative.
May I use this opportunity to appeal to my kinsmen and women of Ikot Edege to see this project as our own and take full ownership of it, and also urge you all to protect the installations from vandalism and to ensure they are properly used and maintained.
The Akwa Ibom State government commends the Nigerian Navy for complementing government's efforts to expand infrastructure and improve the welfare of rural communities.
Access to electricity remains a critical driver of social economic development by providing this rural electrification project. The Nigerian Navy has empowered this community with opportunities for economic growth, improved education, better healthcare delivery, enhanced security, and increased social well-being. This intervention aligns with the Akwa Ibom State government's vision of expanding access to critical infrastructure and creating an enabling environment for sustainable development across our rural communities.
The event concludes with the official commissioning of the rural electrification project and an inspection of the newly installed facilities, as stakeholders express optimism that the restored power supply will improve livelihood and stimulate development in the Koredere community.
The Nigeria Customs Service is considering a smarter and more technology-driven approach to border management as part of efforts to boost trade facilitation and strengthen border security. To achieve this, the service plans to replicate the modern Bait Bridge border post between Zimbabwe and South Africa at the Seme border with Benin Republic and the border with Cameroon. Comptroller General of Customs, Mr. Bashir Adeniyi, stated this during the Nigeria Customs Service Public Relations Week in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. He says the Nigeria Customs Service is positioning itself to meet the demands of an increasingly connected global trading environment.
The border between Zimbabwe and South Africa. It's a joint border where you have a one-stop border post that services Zimbabwe and South Africa. It's reputed to be the best in terms of how long and how much it takes to conduct cross-border movement of goods between Zimbabwe and South Africa. And it's said to have reduced travel costs and the cost of business there by as much as 50%. And Afrexim Bank and ACFTA bought into that dream. And in the last 1 month, we've been working together, and now they have agreed that they are sponsoring a benchmarking mission to that bridge.
And the River State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has intensified its crackdown on oil theft and pipeline vandalism, recording fresh arrests in separate operations targeting illegal petroleum activities. 7 suspects, including a woman, were paraded by the command for their alleged involvement in the illegal handling of petroleum products and acts of vandalism. The suspects were arrested in One Eleme local government area of River State, alongside a petrol tanker conveying 30,000 litres of petroleum products without valid documentation. In a separate operation, the command's anti-vandal squad responsible for securing the NNPCL OML 18 facility arrested other suspects over the alleged vandalism and theft of industrial corrosion inhibitor chemicals from the facility. The NSCDC says investigations are ongoing while efforts have been intensified to dismantle criminal networks threatening the nation's critical oil infrastructure. And that's Newsroom Series. Thank you for watching. I'm Joker Rogers.